Please introduce. My name is Mawardi. I'm the director of the Innovation and Creative Economy Committee of West Java, or called KREASI Jabar. So we're being established by the governors of the West Java since 2020. At the start of the pandemic period, and it makes our jobs becomes double, because we have to develop the creative economy in West Java, and also we have to recover also the impact of the pandemic for the creative economy also. So why the West Java need to have a creative economy committee? It's based on the ecosystem that already exists in our province, because as you can see, there are a lot of creative community, probably more than 400 creative communities. And in the infrastructure for the educational system are also, there's a lot also in West Java. We have 215 creative vocational high school, and then 45 universities regarding the creative economy. And in the government, we have also a technical service unit. We considers the capacity building in vocational subsectors, especially in creative economy. We have 15 of them spread all over the province in West Java, which we have around 27 cities or regencies. And we have also 12 business incubator, and then from the national government, we also have 10 called Rumah Kreatif BUMN. It's a government-owned company that made a creative house to help the SMEs in creative sectors to become more digital, and also to improve their knowledge in business also. And because all of the creative ecosystem, a lot of them are already being based in West Java, our governors also have an initiative to make a creative center all over the cities and regencies in West Java province. At the moment, we have 2 creative centers that already can be used by the communities or the creative economy actors, and also the SMEs, which is located in Cirebon and also in Bogor. Bogor is quite near with Jakarta, and it's right in front of the President Palace. And then the other one, Cirebon, it's located in one of the biggest industry area, especially for furniture in Cirebon. So basically, West Java have quite good numbers in creative economy if compared to the national GDP. We have the 20.73% of the GDP contribution to Indonesia creative economy GDP, and we have the biggest creative economy export for contribution, around 31.93%. All these numbers are becoming a base for us to have a development target in GDP contribution and also in labor absorbed. And also we want to distribute all the creative workers across West Java, not only in Bandung area or in Bogor, Bekasi, and Depok only, but also spreading to another regencies and cities all over West Java province. So to achieve that goals, we're already made a development planning called Economic Creative Juara, or it means champions of creative economy, which already become a law in or regulation in West Java since 2017. We can say that we are the first province in Indonesia that have a regional bill for creative economy. And based on that bill, we made called Predictive. It's a main plan for the creative economy development, which translated to 26 programs, 12 strategies, 3 goals, 7 policy direction, and 7 priority programs. Probably I will not deliver all these programs and etc. But the main target, I can tell the goals and indicator for the West Java creative economy. The first goal is to improve the quality and quantity of West Java creative economy actors, because we think about the workers in manufacturers area is now having a trend of decreasing. So, but increasing in trading and also creative economy sectors. So that's why we want to improve the quality, especially, and also the quantity. And we want to build a competitive West Java creative industry ecosystem through the use of technology, because our governors is known for his concept of smart cities and also smart governance. So we want to imply those visions also in the creative industry that being developed in West Java. And the last goals is we want to create a West Java creative economy institutions that is synergistic and collaborative, because we want to become a benchmark and also become an example for other provinces or also in our cities and regencies about how to create creative economy institutions that being like Tita said before, it have to be pentahelix or between governments and then the private sectors, media, and etc. So this is the indicator and also the target. Hopefully in 2025, we have a new 11,000 creative economy actors, and then we can build 50 creative industry ecosystem. And then the institution, hopefully we can have 192 collaborative programs between the institution in West Java. So this is the infrastructure. Maybe I will share the file for you if you wanted to see it more. This is actually all being covered in the creative economy outlook of West Java called Prospect that Tita also mentioned before. It contains about the West Java creative economy ecosystem, especially about the infrastructure, and then also the recommendation and also the big picture of data in about creative economy, especially in subsectors. So the thing that we are targeting from the beginning of KREASI, probably similar to what Tita said about the creative economy, creative cities index, we wanted to make a map that can show us the heat map or interconnection or interconnected area of cities and regencies in West Java regarding the creative economy. Because when we wanted to show it to the investor, we can show that which places that are having the most active or the most ready for investment, especially infrastructure in West Java. Probably many people will think about Kota Bandung or Bandung cities or Bekasi or Bogor cities, but apparently the most prepared regarding of the infrastructure for the creative economic ecosystem is actually in Bogor regencies. This is regarding of their infrastructure in education and then the marketing and then also the financing infrastructure. So this is can become a objective analysis about the big picture of creative economic ecosystem in West Java. After we have all those data, we create some formula that also it's translating from what Tita's mentioned before about the connect, collaborate, and commerce. But we see in West Java, there's a lot of problems when we try to encourage a collaboration between creative economy actors or creative economy communities in West Java to jump into commerce. They need some steps that should be intervened by the government. So we're trying to focusing on collaboration, create and circulate. Why we adding create and circulate? Because after the collaboration, there's a lot of people that after they know each other, after they connected each other, they sometimes probably haven't got enough idea about what they can make together or what they can create together. Even if it's products or systems or programs, but when they have those stimulation about to create something, let's say some programs between those cities or regencies, and if it succeed, we have to circulate those programs or those ideas, those products to other cities and regencies to become an inspiration also. So when all the cities and regencies have been circulated with the enough ideas and enough programs or even enough creative products, then we can talk about the commercialization also. And this formula can be with those stages: collaborate, create, or circulate. Or sometimes the collaboration can also jump into circulate, because some cities and regencies, probably like Bandung cities or Sukabumi cities, are used to collaborating and create something. They just need to circulate those ideas to other cities and regencies. So talking about those ideas and those data, then the Creative Economy and Innovation Committee is being made. KREASI Jabar is actually a non-structural institution which formed to push collaboration between creative economy stakeholders to create added value and quality of life of West Java peoples. We have several legal bases that you can see also. We work under the governor as our protector, and also we have advisory councils that being led by the secretary province, that he lead many of province agencies that can help us to collaborate regarding the regulation and programs. So before I talk about the West Java Creative Economy target that being translated in 7 priority programs. So the first priority program is to improve access on digital learning. It's being started since 2019, even before the committee is established. But we're trying to commit, because digital is now, as being said by Mas Tama before, is being a mandatory thing to learn or to become a basis or foundation for us to develop as a big country or a big nation. So after we trying to improve access of digital learning, there are several case study that we consider as a success story. Some success story that we can share is on West Bandung Regency, when they follow our programs called Kelas Kreasi. Kelas Kreasi is an online course of several sensitive and main issues, and also Wakunjar. Wakunjar, it means expert visitation time, where several experts share their success story or share their thoughts about their sectors. Can be hopefully can be used by the audience to do the system that can develop their own business. So West Bandung Regencies follow our courses about simple WhatsApp online store, and then the role of branding and digital marketing strategy, and also the cooperative innovation to support creative economy MSME. And then since September to May 2021, they have excel on the marketplace or in the e-commerce by strengthening their digital marketing. They have these delicacies called wajit. Wajit, it's a little bit similar with probably Chinese cake, something like that. And it's a culinary specialty from Chililin. It's an area in West Bandung Regencies. Before, wajit is being well known from Garut and other places other than West Bandung Regencies. But since they use the access of digital learning, they have become the main seller in several marketplaces. One of them probably Shopee. And then the priority program number 2 is development of creative industry platform. The government have released Smiling West Java apps. It's similar to some tourism and also hotel books and travel application, but it's focusing on West Java. And then in 2021, we collaborating with Digital Economy Indonesia to create a platform called Borongdom. It's a closed loop market for the West Java public servant to have a discount products from MSME. So this is to help the MSMEs to have a clear target market, which is West Java public servant. That in West Java province we have around 300,000 people. So this is the development since February. We have sold 1,753 items from 175 MSME partners. And we now have already 3,063 members. It's probably just 1% from the total target market, but the items sold from February to April is already 1,753. So the priority program number 3 is to have a development databases and research networks. In last year, we created a website called KREASI It's a simple website that can be registered for the creative economy actors in West Java to become a data for infographics about which cities or which agencies that have the most creative economy actors, and also which subsectors that have the most actors in West Java. And then the other, we have priority program number 4 is in improve marketing access. We have a program called ICCN, it's a sales method innovation, collaborating with borongdom.id. And right now we are collaborating with IKEA, especially in the Bandung store. We have a program called KREASI Indonesia, which have 4 to 8 brands every month to try to sell their products to the IKEA visitors. And it's already gathered around 2,000 visitors in 2 months. So this is the report of the KREASI Indonesia and IKEA. We have 1,800 visitors per month. And then the total sales in 1.5 months is 15 million rupiah. So the other priority program is to improve access to financing. We have a program called Udunan. Udunan is literally as chip in, like crowdfunding. We now have gone into the batch 2, the second batch for the P2P lending to introduce all the West Java creative economy actors about the platform other than bank. This is the impact from the actors that already being succeed for having investment in last year. They have a 50% increase in production capacity, 400% increase in number of workers, and 20% increase for the labor salary since January. So this is the priority program number 6 about the creative economy institution. We're trying to stimulate cities and agencies to have their own committee, creative economy committees. And fortunately, and we're happy to see that 12 city or agency in West Java now has already an institution in the form of the committees, forum, creative committees, and association. The last priority program is an activation of creative center. This is a little bit ambitious from our governors, but like you said, we have to dream big to achieve big also. So we're trying to make 26 creative center all over the cities and agencies in all across West Java. But due to the pandemic, we have to slow down, and probably we have to reconfigure how many we can build during the period of our governor. So at this moment, we have 2 cities or agencies that have been built, like I said before, and 6 cities and agencies are under construction. Hopefully, it will be finished in this year. So hopefully, at the end of the year of 2021, we already have 8 buildings of creative center. And if there's nothing wrong, especially there's nothing, hopefully the pandemic is getting better. So next year we can have added 5 other cities. So in totals we will have 13 cities or agencies that have creative center building. Okay, but other than creative, so this is the places and also the progress. So if we talk about the creative center, we talk about how the creative economy actors problems needed to be solved by the physical building. For example, the raw material, the financing, and then the problem where 49.5% of online MSME doesn't have offline store or even doesn't have an offline or physical building assets. And also West Java MSME doesn't have e-commerce. 39% consumer have problems with online purchases. So physical places or physical area for marketing is also needed in West Java. Not only the creative center for the capacity building, but we need some marketing center that can help the creative economy actors to develop more in West Java. So we have another ambitious program actually. It's called Pasar Kreatif Jawa Barat, or in English it's called West Java Creative Market. Actually, we're thinking about, if you have been to Bandung, our governors are thinking about how to make Braga Street to become more bigger, and then where the ambience of creative economy or creative people can be accommodated in that area. So we're thinking about places like Camden Market in London, UK, which have a communal area of the creative economy ecosystem, not just startup, but also the micro entrepreneurs regarding the creative economy. We are thinking about to make this area to become an integration of government service, private sectors, and creative efforts to form a conducive ecosystem. It will have 3 main target of development in this creative market. The first one is consolidation of raw materials and distribution, because this is one of the problems in West Java. And also the next one is how to make this creative market become an omni-channel between the offline to online or online to offline. And so the other one is when they have a physical asset, even though it's rented or being borrowed from the government, it can help them to try to connect it with the financing institution, not just from bank, but also from fintech and etc. So this is the whole concept of Pasar Kreatif Jawa Barat. Hopefully it can be the first integrated creative economy zone in Indonesia that supply raw materials and then to help develop the seed startup and scale up enterprises of the creative economy. And then when they develop, the places can also become a marketing place, make use of all connected channels, and then distribution also. And then hopefully there will be a financial institution there. We don't know yet, is it from banks or from the fintech, etc. But hopefully the KREASI Jabar can help to mentoring, matchmaking, and marketing in that area. So this is the visualization of the place. Like I said before, our governors wanted to have a Braga Street vibes, so an Art Deco vibe. So we're trying to create another Art Deco atmosphere in Bandung. The place is around 4 acres and probably around 500 to 800 places or booth for creative economy stores. So for bigger picture, we have a video here, if you don't mind for me to play for it. Yeah, so that's a simple video about what we're trying to make in the creative market. And our user target is for creative brand store, creative office, and also creative incubator to increase the conducive ecosystem of the creative economy in the pasar creative. So we're thinking about to have these three categories to become the creative brand store that can use the creative market. It's in seed, startup, and also scale up, which also provided some benefits also that being offered from the creative market or pasar creative. The facilities, like I've mentioned before, we wanted to have a creative government service like industry and trade agency, infestation and licensing agency, and also probably IPR office, because as we can see that in West Java we have, even though we are quite close with Jakarta, but the registration of the IPR from West Java is still low. But it's actually very important for the creative economy ecosystem. So, but what if also there's an IPR office in this pasar creative? So every ideas, every new development, every creative programs or brands can directly register their ideas to the IPR office. And so, because like you mentioned in the video, the place is also close to 3 to 5 college universities in that area. So our government think about how if we made a creative accommodation like some mini apartment or capsule hotel. So all the people that activities in there is always have a 24 hours facilities that can be used. And then the others, of course, the creative events where the targeted user is the creative community and also event organizer. So that's the thing that we can share about the creative economy in West Java, especially about the pasar creative and why we need the pasar creative in Bandung located, because Bandung as a epicentrum of creative ambience or ecosystem in West Java can attract more possibilities and opportunities. So by having a pasar creative or creative center all across West Java, hopefully we can improve or develop more the creative economy in West Java. Thank you very much for your time, and back to you again, Andre.